For someone whose entire career has been focused on joy, why a podcast on pain? Because these stories need to be told. A good phoenix rising out of the ashes story reminds us all that not only can we survive, we can thrive. And when we emerge, we're different. That's the alchemy of pain. Hi, everyone, and welcome to another edition of The Alchemy of Pain. I'm wearing pink for a purpose today, and I know it's not October, it's not Breast Cancer Awareness Month, but my subject today inspired me to reach out to her. First of all, I knew her as a brilliant photographer. She did my own headshots, for goodness sakes. And then I saw where she was donating her time to capture women in their cancer journey. And she's doing it gratis, and she's doing it out of the goodness of her heart. And we want to know why, and also how her life has been touched by cancer and how she's turning her pain into purpose. So you'll be inspired today by my new friend, Sarah Morgan. Sarah, it's lovely to see you again.
It is so lovely to be here with you, Brenda.
So we're both wearing our pink. We're representing. How did this idea come to you? And what is the benefit of capturing photos of women, particularly in their cancer journey?
Well, it started out pretty selfishly, actually, because my whole life has been kind of surrounded by cancer. I, thank God, have not had it, although I've had scares of breast cancer, lumps and surgeries and stuff. But thank God, I have never had it. But I grew up hearing my mom terrified of it because her mom had died when my mom was very young. I think she was 11. And I grew up hearing her. I'm getting close to the age my mom died, and she was fearful of passing away really young. And she was fearful of her mammograms and having to go have her checkups. And then when I was about 17, one of my very best childhood friends, sister-in-law, died a horrific death from breast cancer. And she was like 30, maybe in her 30s. And so here again, it's cancer, cancer, cancer. Then when I'm like 19, I have my first scare with it. I find a lump and I didn't tell anyone. I was like, I'm just going to get sick and die. I didn't tell anyone for like a year because all I've ever heard was people die, people die, people die. So finally, I went to get birth control, and they said, "Nope, you're going to see the doctor." So off I went, had the lumpectomy, and thank God it was benign. But it was very scary. I had to go to the hospital. It wasn't like in the doctor's office. It was the hospital, shot in the butt to relax kind of thing. Sign this. If we find cancer, we can do a mastectomy, kind of like terrifying. This was in the early 80s. So it was so different then. So
I have to just say that, of course, I get my mammogram, and I'm always so grateful that I get to check the box. Do you have a family history? No.
oh,
And I can only imagine the cloud that people face in any condition when they have to say yes. I do have to do that when it comes to heart disease, but not with breast cancer. So this cloud was on you, and you thankfully didn't have it when you had the lumpectomy. So this fear and this cloud surrounded your life. What next? And by the way, what happened with your mom?
so the next thing was my favorite aunt gets diagnosed with breast cancer, my dad's sister. Then my mom gets diagnosed with breast cancer in 1999 and double mastectomy. No, not a double mastectomy. I think it was just the left in 2006. And then in 2008, I find another lump. And then in 2009, my mom's cancer metastasized to her bones, and we ended up losing her in 2013. Then in 2015, I'm engaged to a man who decides to get throat cancer. So it's like, it's crazy how it's like I'm taking care of people all the time. My best girlfriend had, I forget what year. Oh, she had the lump in 2008, the same time I did. I had, my mom's had breast cancer. My aunts had both sides of the family. My grandmother died of cancer. My grandfather on my dad's side died of skin cancer. So it's like a class. So I'm like, girl, don't you worry. She had no cancer. She went to the gym. She's like basically a vegetarian. I'm eating crap, don't work out, got cancer everywhere. She ends up with the cancer. So I went through her cancer journey with her and I saw how it changed her. Then 2015, my ex fiance gets throat cancer. Of course, I go through the whole journey with him. I watched him change. And then when he was cleared, he decided we were no longer together.
So when you say I saw them change, are you talking about physically or are you talking about the whole
Mentally, everything,
human?
mentally, emotionally, physically, everything. It's like cancer wraps itself around a person. It could be in your breast, it could be in your throat, it could be, but it's like it envelops your entire life. And there's no doubt you're going to be changed. There's just no doubt. In some way, physically, maybe you're really strong mentally, but physically it's going to change you. You're going to have scars, even though I've never had breast cancer. It's like mentally, I'm fearful every time I go get my mammogram, and now they're like, you have so much cancer, I get an MRI.
Mm.
I skip the mammogram and go right for the MRI. So, I hold my breath every year. I'm like, is this the year? Is this the year? I don't know. Am, yeah, I'm older than my mom was the first time she got diagnosed.
Mm.
So, it's
Uh,
just,
what's so deep about this is when I approached you to do this interview and I said, the podcast is about people that have been through painful experiences and what they learned and how they grew. And your immediate response is, well, I've had a charmed life.
I have.
I feel so fortunate and I'm blessed and I really, and then we drilled down a little bit. And while it wasn't your personal experience with cancer, it was those that you loved all around you. And I
Exactly.
think there's not one person in our audience today that can say they have been untouched by cancer.
I don't know anyone.
Yeah.
I did. I knew Denise, and then she got it when I should have been the one to get it.
So wait a minute, what's this I should have been the
Well,
one thing?
statistically,
Statistically.
medically, historically, I should have been the one. She had no cancer in her family. I always used to joke with my mom and dad. My dad had the heart disease. My mom had the cancer. I'm like, I was healthy until you two decided to get all these things. And now I have to say, well, yeah, my mom's got this, my dad's got that. I go, you guys are, you're scaring me.
Sarah, you have a remarkable giggle talking about these serious things, which is actually kind of refreshing. And we all have our ways of dealing with hard stuff. So,
Right. Well,
um,
what's the option? To sit and cry and lament over it, the people I've lost, no, I'm happy I had the people I had, so I just am like, it is what it is.
I just listened to a podcast today and this phrase touched me. I will not be reduced by what hurt me.
I love that.
I love that too. And I think it's truly a decision. So not only have you not been reduced by the pain, you still have your giggle and joy. How did your pain turn into this purpose? And how did the idea come to you to take photographs?
Well, after my ex and I broke up, I suddenly needed a place to live. And a friend of mine said, hey, my friend out in Alpine is looking for a roommate. So I drive out there going, where am I going? Alpine is quite a ways from San Diego. And I meet this amazing woman. So I move in November, me and my two cats. who she loved. Thank God she let me bring my dad's in the hospital back east. I'm thinking I'm going to be moving, don't want to sign a lease. And this angel shows up, right? I move in November. Her birthday, February 14th, she gets diagnosed with breast cancer. And I'm like, girl, I've got you. I'm like, I was sent here for a reason. I have got you. And it was bad, double mastectomy, reconstruction, the whole business. And I begged her, can I photograph you before your treatments? But things were moving really fast. And she was, on the heavy side. And she was just like, no, 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 no. And I was like, all right, then promise me when you're done, I can photograph you. And she said, when my hair grows back. So I said, okay, because I never got to photograph my mom because I had moved from New England to San Diego. So I wasn't there to do it. So I didn't get to do it. My best friend Denise would not, no, talking her into photos is no, she won't even do this project. So I was like, all right, I've got one on the hook. I'm gonna hang on to Leanne.
So let's talk about photography as an art form. Because to me, because I'm not a photographer, it would never cross my mind, oh, I need to capture this. What is it about taking that photo?
I feel like when a woman gets diagnosed with breast cancer, I wish the first thing they would do is call a photographer because they're going to change. And at that moment, they are who they are, who they've developed into, who they've been, and how much longer is that person, aura, energy, how long is that going to exist before they're going in for surgery, they're going for chemo, they're losing their hair and their eyebrows. I never thought about how horrific it is to lose your eyebrows and your eyelashes until my aunt said to me, I'm so glad to have my eyebrows back. And I was like, never thought about that. I mean, it's going to be such a journey, and there's that little itty bitty window. So that's why I'm like, I partnered with the American Cancer Society because I'm hoping to get women, like my ideal subject would be right after they get diagnosed. I want to capture who you are at this very minute before cancer wraps its arms around you and does whatever it's going to do. And you are,
Transformed, transformed,
transformed.
transformed, and not
However that
necessarily,
is.
not necessarily into a lesser version,
No,
just
nope.
a different version. And you're, I finally got it, Sarah, because you know how Facebook will show you memories. And I'll see pictures of me before Mark died, and my face is different. And I say, who was that woman?
You were changed. And not for the worse, just different. Just different. I look at my ex-roommate Leanne, and she is she's a bigger, bolder person than she was before. And she was already a huge energy, personality. I mean, she's helped more women go through cancer. She just took up the mantle and was like, if I can tell one woman you're going to be okay, it's going to be okay, you're going to make this through this, love yourself through it. I mean, she is not less because of cancer. She is way more.
So do you ever share, see, I bet
I
what a
know you're going to
great
make me cry.
I am moved by this because I think whether it's cancer or whatever, we always have the before and the after of the thing.
That whatever, that
Yeah.
1 second, it's 1 second that is different from here to there. It's what 1 second you meet the man of your dreams. 1 second you lose your mom. 1 second you're diagnosed with cancer. I mean, it's that bam. It's crazy.
So your friend, roommate,
Yeah.
was your first subject?
She was actually my first, kicking and screaming, dragged her there. I think I drove her there in my own car to my studio. I had a makeup artist come in. I went into her wardrobe and I picked out what I want. I wish I had her pictures on my computer. I should send them to you because I did it before. I had her come in. She had on her baggy sweatshirt and I had her stand and smile. And then I have this just glorious, glamorous one of her in this sparkly sequin black tank top, just posed and just looking stunning. And at the time, she didn't love the photo because it was kind of still close to her journey. But now when I talk to her, she's like, in fact, the other day she just said, I wish I had let you take the before.
So you are now, I saw this online and I was
Little
like, what
video.
an amazing service for people. And I'm so grateful we're drilling into this a little bit to tell the why. Like, why would you want the photo done? So someone can contact you and you will schedule a photo shoot and do
Hair,
all
makeup.
gratis?
Yep, yep. I one day I was doing a photo shoot and my makeup artist was in. My makeup artist is Debbie Miller. She's amazing. I love her to death. She, we were just chatting. I think we had gone to lunch after a photo shoot, and I threw this. I said, Debbie, you are a she. I have a degree in accounting, so I'm a very logical thinker. I know, go figure. And she's a very dreamy, just out of the, I'm in the box, she's out of the box thinker. And I said, Debbie, I have this idea in my head and I have no idea how to execute this. And the minute I told her about it, she's like, I'm in. Can I do the makeup? Like, she begged me, can I do the makeup? I will do it for free. I don't I will stay for the photo shoot. She stays, she's the stylist. If I'm like, Debbie, fix this hair, I'm like, yes, do it. Get over there. She's there for the whole thing. Oh, with this dress, we need pink lipstick. With this dress, we need red lips. Oh, you need a little. She is on it. I couldn't do this without her. I could not do this without her. So that gave me momentum. I'm like, I was kind of taken back that somebody wanted to do free work. So then we kept talking about it, and I'm like, what do I do? Do I just go on Facebook? I mean, how do I say I'm looking for women with cancer? How do you say that, right? So it's kept sitting on the shelf and sitting on the shelf. And this last January, I went to a networking meeting that I used to go to before COVID, and then I went to online for a bit during COVID, and now I found out it was back in person. So I went, and the second person to stand up said, Hi, I'm Xavier Garcia from the American Cancer Society. And I was like, I'm not taking my eyes off that guy. If he goes to the men's room, I'm going. I was like, he is not getting out of here before I get his card and his information. I went up to him after the meeting, told him what I was thinking, and I think that was on Tuesday, and by Thursday or Friday, we were on a Zoom call planning it out, and he had women for me that next week coming in.
So you've got a natural funnel through the San Diego chapter of the American
Yeah,
Cancer Society. And how then, so the photos go to the women.
the women.
Are
Yes.
they also used in, I could see a gallery display of all of these amazing
You're
images.
you're reading my mind. That is my dream would be to have a gala at, like, say, after a year, after 12 months. We have 20. I try to do 2 women a month. We didn't do any in June. Everybody was too busy. There were people on vacation. There were, stuff was going on. So but at the end of it, I would love I need to find sponsors. I need to find a vendor for catering, a DJ that are willing to either provide everything at cost or free, or get sponsors and have this gala where we honor these women and their families and whoever the sponsors are at this red carpet gala. And we have giant images of them, either projected or printed, or I don't know. I need Debbie to dream because I'm
Well,
not
I
a,
sort of have goosebumps all over because
yay.
I see exactly what you're saying, as well as a display of all of these photos.
Yeah.
And then the women
And then the
right
women take,
there.
yes,
Yeah.
the women are there, the women get the photos to go home. So that's the dream. But right now, I'm focusing on getting women through the door. I have a nomination link on my website at sarahmorganphotography.com. Just go to the survivorship series link at the top. Our project is called the Survivorship Series Portrait Project. Anyone can go on there and nominate someone. And I'm not limiting this to women. Men get breast cancer as well. And
True.
I would be just as thrilled to photograph a man as I am a woman. But the women, they, by the time I've watched them get kind of depressed. And I mean, I hate that word. We're in a battle, we're warriors, we're fighting. I hate that. I think they need to like continually keep loving themselves and loving the cancer out of them. And that takes a lot of energy. I mean, I don't have cancer, and some days I get out of bed and I ain't loving on myself. I'm just being crabby or whatever. And so it takes energy to continue loving on yourself through this journey that some gene in your body decided to take you on, or some cell, or.
That's so
So,
well said. I was going through a challenging period recently, and there were some areas of my life that were blossoming, and other areas it was like crickets, nothing, nada. And a very good friend said, "Go where the love is. Go where the love is. Don't focus on what's not happening. Focus on the love. Focus on what's good." And your project, the Survivorship Photography Portrait Project, helps people focus where the love is
yeah.
because you are extending love to them in this service. I am in awe of your generosity. I
Ah,
am
it's selfish.
glad
It's so
to.
much fun. It's so fun. We get to
Well, here's what's
play.
great about you, Sarah. It is a joyful thing. I mean, it's not like we're not playing dirge music to your
Right.
story. We're
Right.
playing, you know, I Will Survive music. And um, so, what in closing? So, you went through a lot of pain, and yet you dug down, and actually, it was like a natural thing for you to use your gift to serve in this way. What does it do for you to
Oh,
face your pain through service?
it's just amazing. I mean, these women come in, I watch them come in, they're a little nervous. People are nervous before a photo shoot, and their bodies are different. They've gained weight, or they can't stand for long periods. Everybody has their limitations, and they come in with their own story and baggage. And I watch them sit down in Debbie's chair, and Debbie does that. I wish she had been here today to do my makeup. I mean, she does this gorgeous makeup on them, and she talks. I hear her talking to them in her soft, beautiful voice. And by the time they come out in front of my camera, they are just so happy. And then once I take a couple of photos and I'm like, look at this, look at you, look on the back of this camera, this is you. And they're just like, that's me. Because I'm going to like push them. I'm going to, move them and pose them and get them looking stunning. And when I show them the back of the camera and I'm like, listen, I've got you. It's you, it's me, and a bunch of deletable pictures. If you don't like the pictures, nobody's ever going to see them. So let's just have fun. We're here to play. I tell them, we always have a call before, and I ask them, like, what is your fantasy? Oh my God, the last woman, she gave it to us. She finally gave it to us. She's like, my fantasy, if I could have any photo shoot, I would be in a flowy long dress in a field with a smoky eye and a beautiful lip. And I was like, okay, we can do everything but the field. We got you. And she came in with this gorgeous gown and we put flowers in her hair. And Debbie was like smoky eyes. Yes. Pink, she just did the makeup gorgeously. And we just played. She wanted to sit on the floor and spread the gown out. Let's do it. I mean, we're just there to play. For me, it's no pressure. I am not there to serve a client who is paying me. I am there to make a woman feel incredible and to show her that she is gorgeous and to have fun with her. And that's what we do. And everyone leaves and they hug me and they're happy and they cry when they see their photos. And that's what I get. I just get filled up, completely filled.
And it's evident because you are spilling over.
Yeah,
And
it's the
this is
best.
a story that needed to be told. For anyone in the San Diego area, please go to Sarah Morgan Photography. For anyone around the country, maybe you will be inspired to do something similar. But what a joyful way to serve, and how you have faced your pain, the pain of cancer affecting people you love dearly, and yet to bring your gift and serve them is really inspiring. Sarah, thank you.
Oh, thank you, Brenda. I'm so happy to get this little message out there to people, especially in the San Diego area. We want to make the face of cancer somebody they might recognize, somebody they might know. So everybody knows somebody. Send them my way.
I love it. Thank you so much. And
Thank
for
you,
those of
Brenda.
you watching and listening, I know you couldn't help but feel the energy that Sarah brought to this conversation. If you are going through a dark time, go where the love is. And if you see your before and after, that time in the chrysalis, I always end with, is where you create the strength in your wings so you can fly. And, you come out something different on the other side. But man, is it beautiful. Never forget that. And thanks for tuning in and have a great